This order is now significant for the company. We've been waiting for this. We have a home order in hand for over 200 houses as well. Those 200, we're still waiting for site selection from the builders to so we can get the formal contracts to start the build. But these homes now, the 141, are site selected, ready to build, ready to go to the ground. We should be in the next 3 to 4 weeks laying the first blocks out of the 70,000 blocks that we currently have in inventory in Puerto Rico. They will now, we will now start making, walls and procuring all the other parts to go together. The first house completion, we're looking for somewhere around the first part of December for a final house. We will, and as we go along here, the plan is, the minute we start laying the first block, we'll do a weekly update, with pictures from the houses as they're starting to get erected, and then of course completion. This will now, bring really to the forefront in Puerto Rico how quick we can build. That we can get these houses done, completed in 60 days. Currently there's, as we've press released previously, there's over 38,000 houses to be built in Puerto Rico. We have one of the only systems that's completely certified by the Puerto Rican government to build. It's also, as we've put in this press release, ours is the only building system that's seismically tested, or I should say earthquake tested, to be a little more generic. And out of that, there's another 5,000 earthquake homes that are we're working currently with the mayors to get orders on those houses as well, which we will certainly update the shareholders as we go forward here over the next few months. The 141 houses currently would represent around 21 million in top line revenue to EHT, with about a 15% net bottom line. The time frame, we're looking at the completion of the 141, within 6 months. So somewhere, April, May next year, they'll be finished. But as we go forward here, the government in Puerto Rico is now on a weekly basis going to open up and put out more contracts for house building, I should say. And so we look to, as we did in our projections, we certainly feel that we're on target, that by April next year, we'll be building 50 houses a month, with a net bottom line of around $750,000 to EHT on a monthly basis. The big thing that sets us apart is our block system, which basically, allows you to build houses without any employees that are skilled labor. With unskilled labor, all you do is stack the blocks on top of each other. There's no mortar. Each block is color coded, so one block will not go in the wrong place. So it's very simple design, very simple to build, and the speed of building, of course, really sets us apart, because normal housing in Puerto Rico would take 120 to 150 days to complete. We can complete our house, within 60 days. Completed, turnkey, people can be living in it. 100%. There's no issue. We have the other 200 that we know we'll get in the next few weeks here. We will get site selections and things going. But we're currently every day in touch with all the different levels of government in Puerto Rico. Straight from the government ministries, down to the local mayors. Working with them. We have our team on the ground there that is out there. Gathering more orders. Now that funds from the U.S. Congress have been flowing on a continuous basis, and to date, over $20 billion has flown into Puerto Rico this year since January, and there is a total of $69 billion allocated to Puerto Rico from the Congress, which will so basically they've spent $20 billion has been sent, and there's another $49 billion to come. So we know that will flow here over the next year and a half. So we're in a very good position to get as much of that business as we can, and of course expand our operations there as necessary to keep increasing the amount of housing that we build on a monthly basis. In Canada, we have a serious homeless problem, as most countries today do, and so we've been working together with the advocate here in Canada, an advocacy group, and to help the homeless. I mean, we have a very, very good shelter, as we call it. It's a transitional shelter whereby homeless people could get a place, a small, either 8x10, 8x12, so under 100 square feet, that they can live in, to use as a transitional, stepping stone into, back into society, back into regular mainstream. And we were contacted a few weeks ago by advocacy group in Kingston, Ontario, and they specifically had one homeless gentleman who was actually living in the backyard of a lady's home, and she had allowed him to live there, so he was safe from the crime and whatever else that goes on in these homeless camps, and decided to buy one of our units, and went ahead and put out a GoFundMe page, and I can say as of today, she's raised all the money. The unit will belong to the gentleman, and he will be able to he's going to spend some time, of course, in her backyard. We will deliver it here in the next 2 weeks, and then he will have this house that he can then move to a permanent location, that where he could to use as that stepping point into back into an apartment or into some other housing